right, what up, everybody? We made it. It is Monday, November 29th. Looks like my clock is all upset. That's weird. Should have fixed that. Oh well. Another day, another dollar, another lesson learned. Thank you all for being here with me the first day of the week after Thanksgiving. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, or if you don't take part in Thanksgiving, I hope you had some nice time to yourself this weekend. I hope you can see some friends or family, regardless of what the reason would be. Excuse me. A little later today on the morning report than we normally do, I actually had a meeting. We had to get into some business on Famra. So if you guys don't know about Famra, it's this app I've been working on. It just really launched pretty recently, where you can do some video chatting in fantastical environments. So if you're interested in that and you have an iPhone, I'd encourage you to go look up Famra, download it, and maybe we could talk on there sometime. Let's go ahead and let's check out the weather real quick. There we go. All right, in Los Angeles, it's sunny with a high of 81. That's crazy. It has been particularly warm here in Denver over the weekend as well. We had 70-degree days all weekend. It was beautiful, but it was strange for the end of November. Today, it's looking like we got a little bit of clouds and 65 degrees. In Chicago, a little cloudy, a little cloudier than it is here. High of 37. And then in New York City, it's raining. Is that rain or is that snow? You know what? It's snowing. Right on. Get the holidays started right. 41 degrees for the high. Let's go ahead and check out some of these other cities. In Seattle, Washington, it's always raining every time we check the weather in Seattle. So I guess it's true what they say, man. This is the rainiest city in the nation, I guess. In Detroit, it is snowing there as well. High of 39. Hi, how you guys doing? Hi, don't mind me. Come on through. High of 39. And in Memphis, shout outs Memphis, it is a little cloudy there. High of 56. And in Tampa, Florida, it's raining, but a high of 69 degrees. Nice. Shout out Tetra. You have an iPhone. You're crying about that. Well, that's understandable. You know, Famra is still in early stages of development, so hopefully we'll have it in cross-platform for everybody. But let's go ahead and let's jump over to the news. Let's see what's going on. I actually had a bunch of stories pulled up that I wanted to read to y'all, and unfortunately, I had to reset my computer right before the stream, so now I got all new stories. So that's okay. We're going to dig in, and before we do that, let's see if we can fix this clock real quick. Let's see what I can do here. Yeah, here we go. Scoot that over and scoot this over to there. I learned a new trick. Apparently you can nest things if you go onto OBS. If you are a streamer like me, you can nest your little things by making a scene and then putting a scene inside of your scene. If that doesn't make sense to you, that's understandable. Sceneception. Let's take a look. So I think what's going to be dominating the news headlines this week, unfortunately, is that a new COVID coronavirus variation has dropped, and it's called Omicron. It was discovered in South Africa, and a lot of people are concerned about that because, of course, you know, we haven't been able to get out from under the shadow of this COVID situation, and now we got a new variant dropped. But we're going to start all the way at the bottom of my stories with the health news. And the first story, actually, I kind of like this since they're speaking about coronavirus. This is exposure to other forms of the coronavirus can help fight COVID-19 infections. So I guess, you know, if you're worried about that whole herd immunity or the whole, you know, I still got sick even though I got the vaccine. Well, there is some upside to that, which is the more you are exposed to, the more your immunity will benefit, which has kind of always been my approach to immunity, is like you got to get the germs to get, you know, an understanding of how to beat them. Let's see what else we got here. When COVID patients get new lungs, I think this is supposed to say, should vaccine status matter? Wow. That's a heavy question. I don't want to go into it, to be honest. It's too heavy for the morning news. Let's see what else we got. A Harvard nutritionalist and brain expert says that she avoids these 5 foods. Come on now. That's ridiculous. We're not going to read that. And then here's some stuff about the Omicron variant. Virus mutation and variants like Omicron, how and why they mutate. I actually want to take a look at that. I think this is interesting because, I think I would like to know, do vaccines help stop the spread of variants as there are not as much viruses going around, like especially with these new mRNA? It's not like we're actively using our bodies as a culture, but let's see what they say. Viruses need hosts to survive. And this story is from clickondetroit.com. It says virus mutations and variants like Omicron, how and why they mutate. Okay. There are so many articles out there about the Omicron variant. I thought we'd take some time today to talk about virus mutations and how it all works. Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skip ahead. So let's talk about virus mutations. Viruses, they need some proofreaders on these articles this morning. I think everybody needs to drink their coffee before they hit the keyboard. But viruses have been around forever, seriously, way before humans, and they are actually part of our DNA. Around half of our human genome is made up of millions of DNA sequences that can be traced back to long-dead viruses or similar jumping genes, known collectively as transposable elements or transposons. We will likely be hearing about COVID variants for a while. Some may be more dangerous than others, or some may spread faster. Some may just fade into oblivion or be overtaken by another variant. We have similar issues with the flu every year, but the flu is not as deadly as COVID-19, and we know much more about the flu. Viruses have to mutate in order to survive. We can eliminate or limit them with vaccines, but viruses are not living things. They need a host, in parentheses, us, to survive. The more hosts they can find, in parentheses, unvaccinated people, the more likely they can mutate and become, in some cases, more dangerous to us and more vaccine elusive. When a virus is widely circulating in a population and causing many infections, the likelihood of the virus mutating increases. The more opportunities a virus has to spread, the more it replicates, and the more opportunities it has to undergo change. So I'm glad we went through this article this morning. This is important. This is why we need to be thinking about vaccines. I know a lot of people out there have concerns more these days than they used to. It used to seem like vaccines were heralded almost like, by the entire population. Everyone heralded these things as, a miracle to save our population when people had the polio and, all these different vaccines to save lives, It's very different these days, the climate. But I do think that's a very, very relevant article. When more people are getting the virus, when there's more people with the host situation instead of a vaccine situation, then you are giving the virus a chance to mutate. And I think that that's worth, keeping in mind when we think about a strategy. Otherwise, let's check out science news. I've been really enjoying the science news. I feel like this show may just become more of like a science and entertainment news show. The James Webb Space Telescope cleared for late December launch. That's very exciting. We've been talking about the James Webb Space Telescope on the show since it started, so for a couple weeks now. This is a telescope that will rival, the likes of the Hubble telescope. It has been in work for decades. I guess it hit a snafu. We read about last week how something happened with a holding clasp or something, and it shook the whole observatory where they're building this thing, and they thought it was going to be delayed. But I'm glad to hear it's getting a launch in late December. So hopefully in the near future we can get some good pictures from outer space of some astral bodies and that kind of thing. Jaw-dropping simulation shows stars shredded as they get too close to a black hole. So this is from Science Alert, and this is going to be a simulation, and it's got a little, I'm guessing this is an animated GIF here. Look at it. Woo. John Bristow, what's up? Wake up, babe. New high-powered telescope just dropped. Indeed, I find that very exciting. So when I first skimmed the articles, I thought this was actually like, they had captured some footage from outer space or something, but it's just a simulation. Let's take a look at this article from Science Alert. It says, we just got a little more insight into stellar death by black hole. In a series of simulations, a team of astrophysicists has chucked a bunch of stars at a range of black holes and recorded what happens. In this first study of its kind, the scientists said that combines Einstein... Hey, how are y'all doing? Every time, I swear. The this combines Einstein's theory of general relativity with realistic models of the densities of main sequence stars. The results will help us understand what is happening when we observe the flares of light from distant black holes shredding unfortunate stars. And the simulations supporting a paper that was published last year are also gorgeous as heck. Okay. The simulations supporting a paper, blah, blah, blah. We just read that one. Yeah, let's see. We'll click this video. Let's see what happens. No, that didn't work. Too big. All right, I find that fascinating. Let's check in real quick with the sun behind me. Let's see how that... Oh, that's looking good. Which way did I move it? Look at that. Man, wow. 9:45 here in Mountain Time. If you're on the East Coast, that would make it almost, what, noon? Wow, time flies, man. And the people on the West Coast are still just waking up. All right, well, let's get back to the news here. 430-foot asteroid expected to pass by Earth on Monday. Okay, let's check this out. So this is from CBS Sacramento. According to NASA, a 430-foot asteroid dubbed 1994 WR12 is expected to smash through Earth's orbital path early next week. NASA says that we can expect to see the asteroid in the sky between 4:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. Monday in California. So that's today. And if y'all live in California, you know, look out for some asteroids this afternoon. Crazy. What is this? NASA's DART Kinetic Impactor spacecraft launches in world's first planetary defense test mission. Well, we actually covered that a week ago, and I'll just give you guys a quick rundown. They've got this program, DART, where they're going to throw a spaceship, a golf cart-sized spaceship, at an asteroid and see if they can hit it and move its trajectory. Very fascinating. Can't wait to see how that goes. It's actually going to be a year before it makes its journey to the item it's going to be hitting. All right, I don't know enough about sports. Nothing really in the headlines is jumping out to me anyway. Would Josh Hoople dare leave Tennessee after 1 year? What do you guys think? Would he dare? Prince Charles spokesman rejects claim he asked about Harry, Meghan's children's skin tone. Oh, wow. Man, the royal family is... is this any surprise that a group of people known as the royal family in 2021 would possibly be racist? Yeah, no. That's not a huge leap for me. I mean, come on. Julia Roberts' husband, Danny Moder, shares rare photo of twins Hazel and Phineas on their 17th birthday. Okay. Why is that news? I don't know. Watch Lin-Manuel Miranda, Sarah Bareilles, and more members of the Broadway community celebrate Sondheim. I don't really know anything about Sondheim. Maybe I do know his songs. I can't off the top of my head access any knowledge there, but I guess it's a 20-year... No, it's not a 20-year anything. It's just they're celebrating him. It doesn't say why yet. Virgil Abloh, Louis Vuitton artistic director and Off-White founder, dies of cancer at 41. Oh, man. That's sad. I actually did see quite a few people posting on my timeline about Virgil. I didn't have any experience with him during his life. I'm not big in the fashion world, but I could see how much he affected people, and obviously we're seeing it here in the entertainment news as well. So rest in peace, Virgil. All right, and now I believe we are in technology, so let's see what we're working with here. I always love the technology. Now, I love the technology section before Black Friday started, and recently all the headlines have just been about Black Friday. It looks like it is Cyber Monday, so I guess y'all let me know if there's any good Cyber Monday deals out there I should be looking for. Here's one headline that's not about deals. It says Super Smash Bros. Ultimate version 13.0.1 will patch in the Final Fighter adjustments. So I don't know what that means. Are y'all Smash Bros players out there? Looks like Walmart is hosting a PS5 and Xbox Series X restock for subscribers today. So we know those are going to get bought up by scalpers real fast. And we're going to skip right through technology. Let's take a look at the business news this morning. And in fact, before we do business, I've got my crypto ticker down here. Why don't we go ahead and look at the crypto prices for today? Bitcoin is sitting at $57,132.49 per Bitcoin. Ethereum, 43.47 even. What are some other ones I like to hit? Solana, 207.94. XRP sitting at 98 cents. Polkadot, 35.79. Dogecoin sitting at 21 cents. Avalanche, 111.05. And Shiba Inu sitting at 00003940. I don't even know what is that, a 10,000th of a cent or something like that? 39 10,000ths of a cent. But for y'all following Bitcoin and all the cryptos out there, I like to do a quick update. Otherwise, you can catch them going along the bottom of the screen. Let's take a quick look at what's going on in the business news. Stock futures, oil rise as investors weigh Omicron variant. Bill Ackman says the COVID Omicron variant could end up being bullish for markets. Okay. Why? Why do y'all think that is? Seems weird to me. Pfizer CEO confident COVID treatment pill will be effective against Omicron variant. So this Monday morning, the business news is heavily affected by this Omicron variant. So we got to be wary. We got to be mindful of that. All right, this is kind of interesting for business news. This is 62.8 million shoppers expected on Cyber Monday to cap holiday weekend. So people have been shopping. I guess that's good. I hope y'all are shopping because you are doing well out there. This is some local news I'd love to share with y'all this weekend. We actually got to see this Arvada tree lighting to be held Saturday. So this is really kind of fun for me. I don't have a ton of family nearby here in Colorado. It's just, my family is the three of us, my pets, my friends. But it's kind of cool when you can go up. So we have an old town in Arvada. It's a town square. Literally, you used to drive around it, but they blocked it off. Now it's just like a square of road that you can walk around. And you can't drive through it anymore. But they have all the old-timey shops and restaurants. Most of them have been updated with modern stuff. But it still has that feeling of an old town. And they do a tree lighting. I guess they probably do it every year, but for us, this was our first year. You just go up there on Saturday. It was 6 o'clock. The tree came on, and our daughter is only 2 years old, so it was really fun to be able to share that experience with her. All of us, a lot of people, surprisingly, for this tree lighting in Arvada. And it also says here in Arvada, community gathers to light first candle on 9-foot menorah. I did not know that. Oh, dang. We missed the menorah lighting. I'll have to make sure we hit that next year. All right, so we are hitting now the world news and top stories. So we're getting to the end of our stream. I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. As always, if you want to Photoshop me into some funny coffee situations and send them to me, I'll be happy to use them in the intro. If you would like to see your city on the weather report, let me know as well. All right, so what do we got? The World Health Organization criticizes travel bans on southern African countries over Omicron variant concerns. So U.S. travel restrictions on Africa take effect. So I'm wondering, so does the World Health Organization think that they should let people travel? Is that what I'm hearing here? 9 feet wide or tall. Sorry, John, I missed the reference there. We're going to take a look at what's going on with the, my ad blocker's on again, of course. It's because I reset my computer. Anyway, apparently a lot of places are taking these travel restrictions into effect today because the Omicron is, it's been found first in South Africa is where the concerns arose, but it's been found in North America And Canada is what I read or heard this morning. So here's another one. Asia tightens borders as Omicron clouds regions return to travel. Omicron variant surfaces amid airline travel rebound. Dutch police say they've arrested a couple who were trying to flee COVID quarantine. So yeah, in Europe they've had some big spikes. I don't think this has anything to do with Omicron. I guess people are really fighting back against the restrictions and stuff this time. And here we go. Vaccine efficacy for Omicron has likely dropped, Moderna CEO says. Interesting. So what does that mean if we unpack that the vaccine I can't get the word right now, vaccine efficacy has likely dropped. So I wonder why. Can we see what is the reasoning for this? Oh, this is from the New York Post. It's a very reputable journalistic institution. The efficacy for the highly contagious Omicron variant has likely dropped, but the full data won't be available for at least 2 weeks. CEO Steven Bancel warned on Monday. We need to wait for the data to see if it's true and how much it is going down. Okay, Omicron already appears to be much more infectious than the Delta variant and is on track to become the most dominant strain in South Africa. It took 4 months for Delta variant to overtake Beta variant. Omicron is overtaking Delta in South Africa in a few weeks. We believe this virus is highly contagious. So I see what he's saying. He's saying this mutation is, the vaccine that they developed. Unfortunately, this new mutation, is not a good fit for the vaccine they've developed, I guess is what I'm hearing. All right, I did want to touch on this. Matthew McConaughey says he won't run for Texas governor. And we were just talking about Matthew McConaughey recently. I guess he had a big donation thing he had done, and a lot of us were arguing like, oh, I think he's trying to get himself looking good because he's trying to run for governor. So let's see if we can find out any more. Oscar-winning Matthew McConaughey says he won't run for Texas governor after toying with the idea of running for public office for the past 2 years. Now, this is a quote from him. As a simple kid born in the little town of Uvalde, Texas, it never occurred to me that I would one day be considered for political leadership. It's humbling and inspiring path to ponder. It's also a path that I'm choosing not to take at this moment. He said over the past 2 years, he's been considering how he can be most useful in life. One category of service I've been exploring is politics. I've been considering a run for governor of Texas. And he said, after studying American and Texas politics, he's learned our politics need new purpose. And we have divides that need healing. We've got to start shining a light on our shared values, the ones that cross party lines, the ones that build bridges instead of burn them. So, yeah, I mean, the way he's talking, it sounds like he would probably still run at some point. I think, did I hear that Beto O'Rourke has also decided to run? And if that's correct, that may have some bearing on it. Maybe he would be a supporter of Beto. Who knows? We'll see. But it would make sense to me that he would decide not to run at the same time. I'm assuming they have similar politics. I could be wrong. All right, guys. Well, I guess that's pretty much all the news for today. Let's see. Now, this could be interesting. We got one more to go. This is bad news confirmed for 1.3 billion Facebook Messenger users. Okay, let's see what this is. I think we're all Facebook people on this show, so let's see what's going on. If you're one of Facebook Messenger's... Jesus Christ. How do I see this article? I got so many ads. Okay, here we go. You've just been given some seriously bad news. Meta has suddenly confirmed delays to critical security updates, and there are more serious problems that should concern you even more. Facebook is the world's messaging giant, with WhatsApp and Messenger are the two most popular cross-platform services with 2 billion and 1.3 billion users, and there's also Instagram DMs added into the mix. While WhatsApp default encrypts all messages, the only other two platforms do not. Facebook announced a grand plan to fix this in 2019, shifting to a fully encrypted, integrated backend, but those plans are not going well. The intent is that Facebook Messenger and Instagram DMs will come under the same level of default end-to-end encryption that now protects WhatsApp. We already knew the rollout had been pushed to 2022. Now we've been told it will slip another year. Okay, so that doesn't really concern me a whole lot. I thought they were going to say like my password or something had been leaked. So yeah. Hawkeye rumors suggest disappointing news for episodes 3 and 4 on Disney+. I've been watching this show. I watched it last week. Let's see what the disappointing news is. After Hawkeye debuted with a near 2-hour runtime between its two first episodes, a new rumor quickly spreading online may not be exactly what fans of the show wanted to hear. Rising insider Amit Chowdhury tweeted Sunday that episodes 3 and 4 of the Jeremy Renner and Haley Stanfield starring series would only run for a combined 80 minutes. Y'all are silly, man. It's funny to me that people are writing an article about that. You know, like, who cares? I guess I did, but they got me with that clickbait style headline. This is another perfect one that says Taylor Swift says Billy Joel comparing her to the Beatles broke my brain. And shout out to Matt Moyer, who likes to make funny posts about Taylor Swift fans. Spider-Man No Way Home ticket demand crashed box office sites, and that's a good thing. Okay, interesting. So I did hear about this, that I guess they set it up so that if you wanted to buy tickets, they were going to let you know the exact time that they would go on sale. And I guess it was this morning. I have a couple of friends that already bought tickets. Happy for y'all. I won't be seeing this movie in theaters as much as I would like to. But I'm really happy that it'll come out, because people will just not stop speculating about Spider-Man. I'm ready for it to come out so we can just experience what it is, and we'll know we don't have to worry about it anymore for a while. So, in my top stories, the Department of Justice moves to limit Bannon media circus over January 6th investigation. Bannon attempting frivolous effort to turn court case into a media spectacle. That is his style. That is kind of what he does, right? I mean, he says if you don't like the story, just, change it by taking over take all the air out of the room. He's kind of a disgusting human being, but he was good at what he did there. I mean, that's kind of what Trump's whole game was. New York City reinstitutes COVID mask advisory at all times indoors, regardless of vaccination status. Okay, so yeah, we got that here in Colorado just this week. They passed a new indoor mask advisory until the end of the year. So it's kind of happening all around. Got to be careful, y'all. We got to stay vigilant. And let's see what else we got here. Supreme Court, how the court can overrule Roe v. Wade without overruling Roe v. Wade. I guess let's check it out. Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization is an existentialist threat to Roe, even if the court doesn't use words Roe v. Wade is overruled. I see. So this is a case that the Supreme Court will hear on Wednesday. It's the single greatest threat to abortion rights since Roe v. Wade was handed down in 1973. It involves a Mississippi law that prohibits nearly all abortions after the 15th week of pregnancy, a law which violates the Supreme Court's holding in Planned Parenthood v. Casey 1992 case that a state may not prohibit any women from making the ultimate decision to terminate her pregnancy before viability. Viability refers to the moment when a fetus can live outside of the womb, which typically occurs around the 24th week of pregnancy. It's worth noting that while Mississippi's law is often described as a 15-week ban, the law provides that the 15-week clock start ticking on the first day of the last menstrual period of the pregnant woman. So in practice, the law functions more like a 13-week abortion ban. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of how they do it in my experience with all pregnancies. So I don't think this is just that particular practice is just targeting, abortion patients. I think that's just kind of how OBGYNs and stuff do it. Dobbs is also the first case explicitly asking the court to overrule Roe, since Justice Mcconaughey Barrett's appointment gave Republican appointees a supermajority on the Supreme Court. It's also being argued that 3 months after the court allowed Texas's SB 8, which bans abortions after the 6th week of pregnancy in that state, to go into effect. There is every reason to believe that Dobbs ended disastrously for abortion rights. But it is far less clear that the court will use 5 significant words, Roe v. Wade is overruled, when it hands down its decision in Dobbs. For one thing, such a decision would be procedurally improper. When the court announces that it will give a case full briefing and oral argument, it also announces which legal question it intends to solve in that case. The question presented by Dobbs is not, should Roe v. Wade be overruled? It is a slightly narrower question, whether all pre-viability prohibitions on elective abortions are unconstitutional. So I see what they're saying here. This is not like it's going to strike down that ruling, but it is targeting a portion of it, and it could have an effect. Japan shuts borders to non-resident foreigners in response to Omicron variant. And the World Health Organization warns Omicron COVID variant poses very high global risk. Wow. So there's a lot going on. Hopefully I hope we can hope for the best with this whole COVID variant situation. I don't know. It seems like a lot of different information coming out, and it's so new that we just got to be vigilant and keep an eye on it. This is the very last story I'll read. I think I said that a while ago, but I think this is worth bringing up. Twitter CTO Parag Agrawal will replace Jack Dorsey as CEO. So the CTO is going to be stepping up and taking Jack's place as CEO. I'm pretty sure we all know that Jack is probably going to stay on the board and something like that. But I do hear Jack gets a lot of criticism because, like all social media, it's just a hotbed for these kind of arguments. And hey, good luck to you, Parag. Hopefully you can do some good things for us all. So checking into the weather before we go. In Seattle, raining, high of 57. In Detroit, snowing, high of 39. In Memphis, partly cloudy, high of 56 for today. In Tampa, Florida, raining, high of 69. Nice. In Los Angeles, very bright and sunny and warm, 81 degrees for the high. In Denver, a little bit of clouds, 65 is the high. In Chicago, a little bit of more clouds, and the high is 37 as well. In New York City, snow with a high of 41. So thank you all for tuning in. I hope you're going to have a great morning. Sorry our show started a little later today than normal. Usually we're on by about 9 o'clock. Let me know what you guys think is the best time for you. You know, I'm still experimenting with this whole... hey there, how you guys doing? I'm still experimenting with this whole platform, seeing if it's worth doing. Some days are better than others. Today was not my best day, but I still enjoy doing it, and I hope that you enjoy watching. So y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I love you all. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.